What you doing, darling?
I am making a batch of fermented cabbage.
Fermented cabbage? What's that known on the street as?
What is it?
Sauerkraut?
I should have known that.
You want to step outside with me for a minute, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Outside?
Yeah, I wanted to make that one video with you.
Okay.
So, Papa Pepper here with Mama Pepper, and we wanted to share a story with you guys. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Got some rams out here right now that are chilling around us, but alright, y'all. Papa Pepper and Mama Pepper here at the Abundant Harvest Homestead. Just checking out some of our Jacob sheep. This one here is Jacob, right? I think so.
Don't know, actually.
And that would be Thunderkill.
They got some nice horns.
They do got some nice horns, and that's correct. Those are horns, because antlers fall off every year and then have to grow back. So we don't exactly put every necessarily good thing we do online. There's plenty of stuff that we do that never makes it to the internet, but we had a story we wanted to share with you guys, just to kind of inspire others. Let's move by that other pasture for a moment. That guy is about 2 years now, and that's when they start getting kind of to live up to their name. So sometimes he likes to kind of front on some of the children and can potentially ram. So we're going to move down here by a couple little ones. What's that?
Bigger horns. This one bites down and that one's up and like our little bunny rabbit.
Oh, he's charging you, darling. He's charging you.
Forward and down.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best genetics, but he does look pretty cool.
Interesting.
Kind of reminds me of Johnny Clearwater. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are actually the only 2 rams we have left from this year. And why did we just get rid of one of ours? What did we do with it?
We decided to gift one to a friend.
Oh, they're following us. Do you see them behind Mama?
They're friendly.
They're friendly. So here's the deal. We primarily have sheep. For what purpose, my darling?
For eating? For
eating. We primarily have sheep so that we can eat sheep. Howsoever, they also do other tasks for us. What do they do?
Mow down our pastures.
Yep, there are edible lawnmowers. What else do they do?
Fertilize.
They fertilize as they go.
Fertilize the pastures.
What else do they do? Genesis 1.
They reproduce after their own kind.
They reproduce after their own kind, and they give us wool. What else do they give us? Think children.
Think children?
Yeah, what do our children like to do to animals?
Train them.
Milk them.
Play with them.
Milk them. They give us milk as well. So there's a lot of good that can come of them. And that whole, reproducing after their own kind, that is awesome. And plenty of other people know that type of stuff. So there's plenty of people who are interested in, if they have some stewardship of property, maybe having animals like sheep. We can produce enough to sell if we don't eat them all the extra ones, and don't save them. And every once in a while people reach out to us and have a desire, maybe to get a starter flock, get some sheep. Maybe they're missing something, a ram or some ewes. And we met one lady a while ago who wanted a sheep. And then she only had one though. So we said, you know what, you might, want a companion for it. So she picked up a second sheep from us. And she had these 2 ewes. A while later, she contacted us and was like, hey, she likes food. She likes food so much she wants to be involved in it. Like raising her own, killing her own, processing her own, that type of thing. And she's like, these, ewes ain't gonna get me too far. And she set up a time to come get a ram off of us. Around that same time, a bunch of stuff went kind of extra crazy in the world. And since she's, you could say, in healthcare, she thought that potentially there would be things that they would want her to do to her body that she did not want to do. And we definitely respect people's decisions to, do as they see fit. There's a whole bunch of things people can do with their bodies that I'd never never encourage them to do. As far as lifestyles and all sorts of stuff. But if they want to, they're completely free. And we acknowledge that. So because she didn't know if she would even be able to keep her job and still live her life the way that she wanted, she says, oh, I really had a desire, but I don't think it's wise for me to spend money on a ram right now. And of course, that makes sense to us. If you think you might lose your job, you know, then it's probably not a good time to be spending stuff. But then what did we discuss and talk about?
That we could just bless her with one.
So taking from what we have, you know, all the lambs that we got this year showed up this year. It's just because we let our other ones breed. And even, I think yesterday morning, did you hear what Pinky said?
I don't think so.
Dodge tried about 5 times to hop on Crazy Horns. And then the 5th time seemed to do a good job. So they're like, hey, must have not bred her yet, or he wouldn't be jumping on her now like that and being successful. So they figure sometime in March, it looks like, we'd be having one from that union. But anyway, so every year, as long as we do a good job caring for our sheep, and I'm kind of more in the fencing and the rotating and the figuring out who goes where to eat pastures and stuff. Mama's more in the
Making dewormer balls.
making dewormer balls.
And the kids are the ones that feed them.
Yeah, and the kids are the ones that feed them. And actually, she
And water them.
usually makes up a supply of dewormer balls and keeps them available in the kitchen, in the freezer. And that's just a bunch of natural herbs and stuff, right? That she blends up with some oats and molasses and different things so they want to eat it. And then our children will do things like check their eyelids to make sure they're looking good. If anyone look weird or their eyes don't seem good or they seem lethargic, they'll just grab some of those out of our supply and just kind of medicate the animals for us. So they're kind of like little veterinarian, homestead, animal husbandry type people. They can learn that stuff now. So anyway, it didn't really take much effort for us to get a pile like the couple you saw. There's a whole bunch more on our property other places. But this lady, I'm like, well, first of all, we should check if she even still has a job. And number 2, let's offer that up. You know, we talked and we said, she's got these for food. And it's a way for us to esteem others more highly than ourselves. It's a way for us to bless somebody. By and large, the person's a stranger. I mean, we ran into her like twice when we dropped off sheep and met her somewhere with another sheep. And the cool thing, we'll get to that part of the story. We didn't even get to see her this time, remind me. But so we decided to give her a call, and she says, yeah, thankfully I still have my job right now. Thankfully I haven't had to, you know, do anything I don't want to do, but still have it at the moment. And I said, okay, well, how are your sheep doing? How are your 2 ewes doing? And she says, oh, they're great, they're happy, they're doing well. And then we said, well, and here's one thing too. You'll notice I'm saying we said. This phone call was on a speakerphone, and this kind of relates back to something we were recently talking about. We had a 14-year wedding anniversary video we just did, but one thing is that we feel it's best for us to be involved in something like this. If we're going to offer up this sheep, that it's not just going to be me leaving her by the side to call some, you know, random lady to be like, hey lady, I got some free sheep for you. You know what I mean? So we were both there and had her on speakerphone. And we try to put those different safeguards into our relationship. Not that we don't trust one another, not that we don't, you know, have an extreme commitment one to another, but we try to throw those things in there just to avoid temptation, avoid accusation, you know, other things. We don't want to give anyone else the wrong idea, you know, and stuff. Yeah. So it's just like, hey, it's Mama and Papa Pepper. You know, we used our real names talking to her,
It's
but
us.
here we are. And we're like, hey, you know, so that this person knows she's dealing with a couple. She's dealing with married couple. She's not just having some guy, you know, give free stuff to
Married
her.
guy.
You know, yeah, married guy giving her. So that's one thing I wanted to point out in this too. We thought it was a good opportunity to esteem someone more highly than ourselves. We said, look, if yours are doing well, we know that the purpose you have these sheep is so that you have a food supply. But 2 sheep don't give you much of a food supply, because if you eat them both, your supply is out. So we have extra rams. I told her, you know, these ones aren't really where, those first ones we showed you, we're going to butcher those soon. These ones, they're too little. We're not going to do that. I'll probably fatten them up maybe through the winter, maybe even let them have some, you know, pasture next spring and then wind up eating them. But anyway, told her, look, we've got young rams. We're not gonna eat them all right now, and we don't want to house them all through the winter anyway. You have 2 ewes. You don't have any rams. If you get a ram now, you could have, you know, lambs in the spring, and you could start doing what you want to do, which is producing your own, like we do. So we said, we talked it over, and we thought, if you're willing to accept the gift, we'll give you one of our rams. And here's something about these rams, particularly Jacob sheep. A lot of times, just for any sheep right now, it's gonna be about 150 bucks. 100 maybe, but 150 bucks. But these rams, you can look on Etsy and people are buying just the skulls for sometimes $350 to almost $1,000 just for a 4-horn sheep skull. You look at what the people buy them for. A lot of times if you're selling a big one, people are going to pick those up and they're going to take them out to Texas or Oklahoma or something like that, and they're going to sell them to a game farm where people come from the cities and they put on camouflage and face paint and they shoot these things and they put them on their wall and they go, look at that amazing creature, and it's like, you shot a sheep. I mean, just gonna throw that out there, but people will pay sometimes $2 or $3 grand to go do that. So anyway, I'm saying that for us, you know, is it all about the potential money we could earn from something? No. We can sit here and look at this situation. That's why we don't, like our rams, I had some people offering to pick some up, and I'm like, guys, if I could sell just the tanned hide for like 100, 150 bucks, and the skull for 500 bucks is probably lowballing it on the current market. I'm like, there's no way you're gonna pay me $650, $750 for that thing, because I can eat it and piece it out and make more than you're willing to pay. Yeah, you know, so we decided, sure, let's offer this up. Let's bless somebody. She received that. She said, oh wow, this is amazing, thank you guys so much. You know, obviously that's a way to endear, you know, your family to somebody, is if you know, love them and bless them in a tangible way that they're like, this is awesome. And we do, you know, we don't have to be friends with people to care about them. They don't have to be our neighbors or blood relatives for us to love them. You know, we can love strangers, we can love other people, we can bless them. And the cool thing was, what? We happened to be heading up that way. And when we were heading up that way, what?
She was visiting family in St. Louis.
So she wasn't
Missouri.
even home. She wasn't even home. But she's like, yeah, I kind of got somebody watching the house and the animals, but if you just want to toss it over the fence on your way through. So we thought, yeah, you know. So I can only imagine, after spending some time gone, coming back to your place, and here's your 2 ewes, and then there's a ram sitting out there with them that you didn't do anything for. You know, you didn't buy, you weren't even there when it got dropped off. I just think that's really cool. And part of why we wanted to share this is not just to say, hey, look at this really cool thing we did. You know, sometimes we do cool things, we do. Sometimes we'll film every step of the way and we'll make a video, and that'll be the purpose of it. This is something we just kind of did. And then in hindsight, we're like, you know what? We should probably share this story. Number one, I wanted to point out that part when dealing with this other person of the opposite sex of me. You know, we did that as a family. We did that as a couple. It was, hey, here are we on speakerphone with you. And that's something where if you're in a serious relationship, you may want to do. We know certain people who, you know, if, for instance, the wife was home, then no guy's really going to come stop over. It doesn't make sense. There's no need for that. If the lady's gone and the guy's home, then no lady's going to stop over. You know, these are important things if you want relationships that last some time, to at least think about and put in there. But the other part is that this was something where, from our abundance, from our resources, we got to bless somebody in need. And I don't know, you know, where you guys are at. I don't know what you have available that somebody else may need. I mean, she's got years of sheep. She could have, you know, she had 2. We gave her 1. If they all threw doubles, you know, she could have 4 more come into the picture. She could more than double her flock this next spring. And then if she went from there, she could have, you know, it doubled again or better. You know, I mean, it could just a way to set somebody up to kind of be more free. And I think that especially in these times, we need to be setting ourselves up to be more self-sufficient. Saving seeds, we give a lot of those away. We sell some too. But in a case like this, she wants meat security. She wants food security. She wants to be able to take stewardship of that. And without a ram, she's missing the key part of the puzzle.
So we just want to encourage you all that if you have anyone around you, maybe who, has a need that you could fill, to go ahead and bless them with whatever it is that you have an abundance of in your homestead. And be a blessing. Help another homestead, take their next step forward. And I mean, that's huge in somebody else's life. So.
And I think sometimes even, if you got a garden that's producing more than you would need, that's a great opportunity to not have to deal with all that. And you don't always have to exchange it for money or goods. If you bless somebody else with that, you endear yourself to them. And then later they'll be thinking about that. I think even some friends of ours across the street, what did we do when we had all those meat chickens? It was a lot to can and process and freeze. So we didn't.
Oh, we blessed our neighbors with some.
And first of all, they were surprised that we did it, right?
They didn't fit in the freezer anymore.
We only had so much room. We blessed them with it, and they're like, "What? Really? You guys grew these?" And I mean, they were just a very high quality, good bird.
Meat, yeah.
So much so that they decided to get their own meat chickens later, and stuff. And yeah.
And even this lady, she's a single lady. She started her homestead. I think she even built her house. She's a pretty cool lady, but it's really cool to be able to help her move forward on her homestead, by blessing her with this one ram, and her other sheep were doing well. And it was neat just to kind of pop the sheep over the fence and go on our way, and then her coming home and seeing this new awesome ram that she just got gifted, and what a blessing it was for her as well. So it blessed us to be able to bless her, and then, she can pass that blessing on in whatever way she can from her homestead to others, maybe next year as well.
Sure, and that's one thing to think about too, is a lot of times when people are generous to you, it inspires you to be generous to others. It puts that idea in your head if you haven't firsthand experienced that before. And then also, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like some lamb pictures next spring. You know what I mean? Because when she has these lambs, what's she going to think about immediately? She's going to think about that ram. She's going to think about us, our family, the generosity. I know she's been impressed with the little ones before, because they were talking all sorts of stuff.
Hey. She might even have us over for dinner. That'd be cool.
Well,
we've seen some of her cooking.
She takes cooking very seriously. And that's one thing too, is I know she's trying to be more self-sufficient, so we brought her another gift too.
Yep.
That we told her about after we dropped it off, which is what?
Another gift. What did we bring her?
In the pot.
Goji berries?
Goji berries.
Goji berries.
Our goji berries are going incredible right now. We're dehydrating some. We're putting some up. We're eating a lot fresh, and I'm saving a lot of seeds for them, so we can offer up both the Korean goji berry and the Chinese goji berries. We've got them growing in our garden. Every year they're just bigger and produce more, and we can make cuttings and root them really easy too. So we just dropped off a potted one, had some beautiful purple flowers on it, plus some of the berries that were green and some that were, I think, already ripe. They at least had green berries on it, but she'll get goji berries off that this year, and then be able to plant it and just have it come back bigger next year. So just not here to brag and say what great people we are. We gave away a ram, but we wanted to just kind of offer it up as something for other people to be thinking about, to inspire you as well, just to consider. There may be things you can do to bless others. They may need it. They may just want it. It may help. So think about that.
Spread the love, guys.
So anyway, we are -1 ram right now because of that, but it was a blessing to her. Now you guys can be blessed hearing about that too, potentially inspired. And thank you for watching once again.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. And if you got a story to share about something that you shared on your homestead, or you blessed somebody else, please.
Or that you got blessed with.
Or that you got blessed with. I mean, I know that's happened to us recently. I mean, not too long ago, we got that, what do we get? That bird plucker thingy.
Oh yeah, we got the plucker.
That table
We got
for
that pony.
butchering table, a pony.
We traded some pigs for a cow. I mean, a lot of things. And
lot
even
of
if
cool
you're not
stuff.
on a homestead, I'm sure somebody's been kind to you, or you've been able to be kind to someone else. Share that. And if you guys notice too, we're rolling like a 3 special at the end of our videos right now. You get the baby pepper, the chili pepper fist bump. Excited. Oh, you're so smart. You get the Buggers outro, which people like.
Thank you for watching.
And then you get his new added in. What's he do now?
Whole wheat.
Whole wheat. So for all of
That's
you
his
guys
whistle.
who watch our videos to the end, thank you. That's
Yep.
for you.
So leave a comment below and let us know your story. Maybe it was a story of kindness that happened to you today. Whatever it might be, let us know and share with us. We'd love to hear your comments.
Pop out.
Mom out. Catch you guys later.